You get a bunch of it today. Lobos scrimmaged in the evening, and we're going to talk with one of the guys who was the star of that. Off and running, but yet there's still the hoops news. The baseball's getting tighter in the National League West. And JJ, it's Friday, which might be the best news of all.
Friday, what it do?
Whatever it does. I used to get that in the elevator all the time. What's good? Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Channel. Less people in the building these days to let me know that it's Friday. Remember back in the day?
Yeah.
You get in the elevator with someone, hey, good morning, how you doing? Hey, it's Friday. I got it.
In situations when you do encounter people in the elevator, it's just kind of like, what are you doing? Are you coming in?
Plug yourself in the corner. Hey.
Can I fit in this corner?
So, dude. You did a football game last night, huh?
Did.
There was football on my TV. Patriots beat the Philadelphia Eagles 35 bagel. Cam Newton looked good. I don't know if he solidified it yet. I would think yesterday probably would have gone a long way in him solidifying the starting job in New England. He was 8 of 9, 103 yards, touchdown. Looked good. Mac Jones looked good too. 13 of 19, 146 yards. Good situation for them to have, but I got to believe it's Cam's going in, Cam's to lose. Probably Cam's until he doesn't play well, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think this has actually ended up being a lot more closer than people anticipated. Mac Jones is just
played well.
Quarterback. Yes, he absolutely has played well. And he's a quarterback that Josh McDaniels likes. They're going to do things to put Cam Newton in the right position, as every coach should with players on your team. But it does feel like this team can be more multiple once Mac Jones takes over.
Well, and whenever that is. And I just don't think it's going to be off the top. I think Cam's done everything that they've asked him to do. And to not lose that job. And Mac Jones was good yesterday. Mac Jones looks good. Mac Jones looks like a NFL quarterback in preseason against second-string players.
But it's also something that you don't want him to not look like he.
No, that's right. I'm not.
And so it's the we can't just project him and say, boom, this is why that guy should start over Cam Newton. But it also keeps you in the mindset of, okay, maybe there is something here more than you expected in this competition. While Bill Belichick has praised really for the last year and a half now, Cam Newton, I think they're comfortable starting the season with him. I think that gap is a lot closer than people thought it would be at this point.
Now, they ran the ball well. For whatever it's worth to you, with J.J. Taylor and Ramondre Stevenson getting 27 carries between them for about 160 yards. I think it was 159 yards. Sony Michel, Damian Harris played, but it was those two guys. On the other side, Joe Flacco couldn't get him in the end zone, nor could Nick Mullins. I just don't know what the Eagles are. Jalen Hurts didn't play. Their number one, their top receivers played a little bit. Their first round pick, Devontae Smith, caught 2 balls for 19 yards. Jalen Reagor caught a ball for 5 yards. But I don't want to make too much out of a 35-0 beatdown in preseason. But I look at him and I'm like, well, what do you got? Miles Sanders carried the ball 2 times. So you didn't really see him.
You didn't get much out of Philadelphia at all because Jalen Hurts had bubble guts.
Yeah, he had a bad gut. His stomach hurt. Yeah. So he didn't play. That's according to Adam Schefter, and Adam Schefter's never wrong. You take it for what it was. Patriots obviously wanted to get something out of that game last night. They've got a quarterback controversy, or at least a quarterback, not controversy, a quarterback competition. Eagles don't, and so the Eagles didn't play their guy, and that's what you get. You get a bunch more tonight. Kansas City, Arizona tonight. Cincinnati and Washington also tonight, and then a full slate on Saturday, which will include the Broncos on Saturday night. They will play Seattle. The Raiders will be in L.A. to play the Rams on Saturday night as well. By the way, as you know, all the Raider games are here on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. Went down to Bourbon and Boots yesterday on Central, right there on Central and 4th. This is going to be like the Raiders' den.
Oh, okay.
It's the spot, man. I don't know if you've been down there at all, but for lunch and as a place to go watch all your games, and certainly the Raider den, it's going to be your home for Raiders football. Go down and check that place out. It is tremendous, and we're going to talk to those guys. I know the day of their first game, which will be Monday, the 13th, Monday Night Football. But there'll be a lot going on there. All right, you had football last night locally, Sandia and Valley, a 6A team against a 5A team, and kind of looked that way a little bit.
It did. Valley, credit them in the first half. They played really hard. You thought, oh, yeah, this could be a bad day early on after the first possession, which Valley drove down about 30 yards, got inside Sandia's 40, threw an interception on a 4th and long play because they were stuck in no man's land on the very first play from scrimmage. Michael Times runs 91 yards to the house, the standout running back for Sandia. And then next possession, 3 and out for Valley. Another touchdown run following that, so it's 14-0. But at halftime, it was only 28-13, but the playmakers stood out for Sandia. You just saw the difference, the depth, the talent. Valley's going to have many more opportunities in district, and because there's questions at Del Norte, Highland is struggling at this point in time, but it was good to see players out there. Milne Stadium was full. Sandia and Valley fans showed out. So great to be back in that atmosphere once again.
You were talking about numbers. Is it one of those where Valley, like Highland, like so many other schools, are just struggling with numbers coming out of the pandemic?
They are, and I do think that's something that's becoming a lot more concerning for quite a few coaches around the metro area, and I'm sure around the state. Speaking with Judge Chavez before the game, he said that when they came back, they had about 10 to 12 players show up, practice for a day or two, and just bounce, never come back. And it's how do you get kids interested in playing football, and how do you get them to realize that this is a sport that's gonna grind on you a little bit, and
it's work.
Put in that work, and I think that's a question that a lot of coaches are trying to answer right now, because I think it was 34 players for Valley. But you just saw the difference because you got into the second half, and the best guys in the Vikings are playing both ways, and they're worn down. And Sandia just had more kids to throw at him, plus the talent. There's a couple players, Hohola, the quarterback for Valley, Ricky Henderson, the running back, are going to have a nice season. And when they get down into district play and playing some of the other opponents, but they're just overmatched last night.
All right, elsewhere last night, Highland did play. That was the game. Remember, Highland was supposed to play, or at least scheduled to play, El Dorado, and they just said, look, we're not ready to go do this. We got 19, 20 kids, and a lot of them playing their first ever game, and We're going up against one of the best teams in the state. So they got a game against West Las Vegas, went up there and got beat 34-8. West Las Vegas scored the game's first 34 points. Final up in Las Vegas, 34-8. The Dons beat Highland. And Albuquerque Academy opened up on the road at Tohatchee and beat Tohatchee 50-0. Chargers scored 50 points before halftime, JJ. Their quarterback, A.J. Rivera, threw for 2 touchdowns. Cole Conway rushed for over 100 yards and a couple of scores. And they had a punt for a touchdown. They returned, they had 2 interceptions. So Academy looked good. They're going to play a game under the lights for the first time out there. I was out there the other day. They're redoing the whole track, and the stadium looks good. So it's been a minute since Academy's had some success in football. But a nice start for Academy. Gateway Christian also played yesterday to open up the season, and they beat Carezoso 54-0. So you had 4 games yesterday to open things up. Gateway Christian, Sandia, Albuquerque Academy, and West Las Vegas were your winners on the opening Thursday of high school football, and here you go.
And we're ready.
Yeah.
Get into it. Of course, we know there's going to be challenges. There's going to be adjustments, but it was just good to see the teams, the kids out there, especially football. They have a chance to play for a district championship, have a postseason. They didn't get that. They didn't get that in the fall. Didn't get that in the spring. They had a couple highlight games, but they didn't get to do what all the other kids did. So it's nice to see them back out there being able to compete.
Yeah, at least we hope so, right? At least we hope so. All right, we got a lot to do for you today. 505-246-0610. That is the Quan's Auto Care hotline. It is also the Sports Animal text line, 505-246-0610. Your emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Facebook, you can watch the show, The OD in the AM. Adrian's producing for you on the TV side, and Bobcat et al. Looks a little different these days sometimes. Producer for you on the radio, and follow JJ on the Twitter. It's _JJ Buck. Manny Logan Green going to be with us at 8 o'clock this morning. Lobo wide receivers. We are now inside 2 weeks before Lobo football gets started, and they had a scrimmage last night. We'll talk to him about that as well. Buying a home right now will give you an opportunity to lock in some of the lowest mortgage rates in history. American Financing will get you pre-approved so you can take that advantage of that. You can make an offer, and you can make an offer with confidence. More and more homes and households are shifting to remote learning and working. Obviously, that makes it apparent that space is an issue. Luckily, mortgage rates remain near record lows, making a slightly bigger home much more affordable. So whether it's your first home or your next home or forever home, even an investment home, American Finance is ready to help. From pre-qualification to securing the best rate and everything else along the way, American Financing has you covered. So give them a call and find out what you can save. There's no pressure. There's no upfront or hidden fees. And you might even postpone 2 mortgage payments, but you got to call them. American Financing, the number is 505-247-9999, 505-247-9999, or visit AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out. I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
National League West getting a little tighter. Dodgers won last night, beat the Mets 4-1. Giants were idle. Seems like that's the only way the Dodgers can gain ground. They've won 7 in a row. 2.5 games now separate Los Angeles and San Francisco. Mets will be in L.A. for a weekend series. Remember, Dodgers just swept the Mets in New York last weekend. They beat them again yesterday. So they beat them 4 in a row. Dodgers did a bullpen game yesterday, JJ. When I heard they're going to give Buehler an extra day's rest, they're going to run a bullpen game out there. I'm like, damn. I mean, that can't be good. I've watched this bullpen all year.
They're playing the Mets.
So the Mets spent 90 days in first place. 90 days in first place. And all of a sudden, the Mets are not in the playoffs. All of a sudden, the Mets...
They're under 500.
Are under 500 and are 5 games out of first place.
New owner is on Twitter airing out dirty laundry.
Who is?
Their owner.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, how could a Major League Baseball team not hit with runners in scoring position?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do. And that means you'll have a change in manager when your owner's out beating you up on the Twitter. Yeah, that's how that's going to go. But for the Dodgers, figuring things out as they start to get a little healthier, get guys back. Not everybody.
A lot bit.
Yeah.
Healthier.
Yeah, not everybody. But
overall,
that was the deal early in the season. Remember it was David who called.
And then they even got
the Dodgers, and the Dodgers aren't going to be any good.
The Dodgers are ridiculous. Yeah. That's the difference between LA and everyone else. It's just the depth in the organization and the things you can do. We need to get better. Well, let's just acquire Max Scherzer and Trey Turner.
Oh, as a throw-in, by the way. Trey Turner's a throw-in. An all-star shortstop. We'll put him at second base.
Top 5 shortstop in the game.
Oh, and he's not on a contract year, so we got him for next year, too.
Just great moves that they're able to do. And credit Dave Roberts for figuring it out over the last couple weeks in terms of managing this rotation.
No doubt.
Knowing that with Clayton Kershaw on the IL, trying to give Walker Buehler an extra day here or there, that's what they have to do down the stretch to not just keep pace, keep the Giants in their sights, potentially win the division, but set themselves up for the postseason. They still have the best run differential in the National League. They're only 2.5 games back. They won 76 games, so it's still a fantastic season. Just a reminder of how ridiculous the San Francisco Giants are playing and managing that bullpen game last night, starting with Knebel, who just went 1 inning, and going from there and getting a successful outing from your pitchers.
And you're talking about they're healthy or a lot healthier, and they are a lot healthier than they were earlier. They are still without Mookie Betts.
Yes.
Maybe their best player.
So not just that,
Trevor Bauer,
but you can manage Cody Bellinger, and you can say who is slumping, who has not had a good season,
That's right.
and end up batting him 8th in your lineup. No other team in Major League Baseball can do that.
As a former MVP batting 8th?
Like, always struggling. We need to drop him down the lineup, figure it out.
And he's still finding a way here and there to get some big hits.
And you still scored 638 runs this season.
You're doing it without Mookie Betts. Trevor Bauer was going to be a key to your rotation. So to your point, you went out and you got Max Scherzer instead. So you went into the season saying, I got 3 guys front line, top of my rotation. Pick your order: Trevor Bauer, Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw. And you're without 2 of them, and you're without your best player, and you're still surging. So to your point, 4 months ago, what's wrong with the Dodgers? They can't hit, and they spend all this money, and they're not going to be very good. No, there was no worries about the Dodgers because they're so deep, and if they don't have something, they're going to go out and buy it. And Kershaw will be back, I got to believe, for the playoffs. I do not believe you'll see Trevor Bauer again in a Dodger uniform, but I might be wrong. But I don't think it'll be this year. Do you? I mean, this thing's going to come to an end here this week. You're going to have it. You're going to have a decision maybe by today in this civil case, and then what? Like, what do you think happens then? The woman denied a restraining order against Bauer. You're listening to just some insanely graphic testimony this week. This thing's going to come to an end. Now, one of the very real possibilities is the judge rules in favor of Trevor Bauer, the case gets dismissed, the civil case. And if there's, to the best of my knowledge, there is no criminal case currently, correct?
I think it might be the other way around. I don't think there was a civil case. I think this was a restraining order, and there still could be something.
All right. So what if they rule in his favor, and say, you know what, this was weird. It might have been a little excessive, but ma'am.
Because they did when it came to the restraining order.
All right. So my point is, what if we hit Monday or Tuesday or today or whatever? What did Dodgers do? Man's under contract to go to work. They just keep paying him to stay away? It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's excessive. Pick your word. I don't care.
And so the Pasadena police has been investigating allegations against Bauer for more than 3 months, but has yet to make any charges.
They've been investigating.
Or arrests.
Right.
You had the restraining order that was denied.
Right.
And I don't believe there's anything else.
So if they've been investigating, but they haven't pressed any charges, they haven't arrested him. So if this thing gets ruled in his favor, is Trevor Bauer back in uniform next week?
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Is he in Oklahoma City on a rehab assignment? Or the Dodgers just go, I'm not comfortable with this. Because and they've got to think that through. I mean, they've got to have a plan ready to go. Where's that going? And I'm not even sure where I think it should go, to be honest with you. If the courts decide, will baseball come in and have something to say about it too? Will baseball come in and will they is there anything to suspend him for? This is going to be really, really an interesting one as it plays out if it goes in his favor in court. Then what? Does the man then have a right to go back to work? And I know...
Well, from what I'm seeing, Jeff, I don't see there's any civil case.
So...
Like, it was a restraining order.
Okay.
And then investigation with nothing from the police department.
All right. Lobo Hobo's watching on the ProView networks. He likes to watch the show, and he says, "What's different about Bobcat, Jeff? Still looks like Mick Fleetwood to me." I don't even know what to say. You need another cup of coffee? Looks a little different, don't you think? Bobcat looks a little different these days. No? I mean, maybe just a little. I don't know where that goes. I really don't. But I'm interested, and I would yield to a lawyer if that, in fact, was the case. And what should the Dodgers do?
Well, the Dodgers, at this point, I think the Dodgers Major League Baseball did the right thing.
Okay.
Of letting this case play out. With the details, the last thing you need if you're the Dodgers is to be putting that guy there in the starting rotation.
Oh, that's right.
And then have him, Dave Roberts, etc., answer questions that have nothing to do with baseball.
So we always hear these things. Well, let's let the legal process play out. All right.
At this point, if no charges come from the police, Trevor Bauer is going to have the ability to play baseball again. But the question, I do think it's fair if the Dodgers want to bring him back at this point in time. But if they do, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because he's not facing any charges.
So is your playoff rotation some semblance of Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler, Trevor Bauer, Clayton Kershaw? Is that what the Dodgers are throwing out there? All right. Tommy, good morning. What's happening? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Tommy the Truth back at you. And let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
If you get suspended for work and you get to stay home and get paid, is that a suspension? Is that a punishment?
I believe it's called suspension with pay, right? I mean, is it punishment?
Yeah.
No, probably not.
We really want to punish these guys. You hit it where it hurts. You hit them in the pocketbook. You know what I mean? What was I going to say? I think the Bauer situation, I want to see how it plays out because sometimes guys just do that because they think they got power and they can do whatever they want. And sometimes I think you had a caller during the week, talk about women that do stalk these guys at these sporting events and they're trying to get in their pocketbooks. But also as a grown man, you have to be smart enough to know what that woman's trying to do. You got to know that you're a target, and you got to be smart enough to just walk away from it. You know you're a superstar. You make a lot of money. You're going to be targeted by pretty much everybody. And some women are out there, gold diggers, to get that money. And I think you got to be smart enough in your maturity to know, look at who you are and know what to stay away from.
Now, I guess I have a problem making such a straight generalization in something like this because you just, I agree with you. Yes, there are. I think that's pretty well documented, right? There are women who are gold diggers who chase athletes. There are.
Sure.
At what point does this man? Where's the culpability there? And even if they're gold diggers, is there a line? And I guess the answer's got to be yes, doesn't there?
Yeah, there's got to be a line if you're doing something against her will, and you also have to be careful with, what you send somebody on a text message, on a this and that. You got to be careful. Even the most innocent things, if something is innocent, could be turned around. You just got to be careful how you flirt, how you talk, everything. But here's a curious question for you guys there, because I know you guys have your shares of, gold diggers and groupies after you guys. How do you guys at the station handle that?
Yeah,
because I know you guys, especially, Mr. Milwaukee Buck over there. I heard he's Lady Gaga used to stalk him, wanting to go out one day with him.
Joe's the security guard. Downstairs, Joe is the security guard. He really knows what to look for. Yeah, and he keeps all the groupies away. Yeah.
Especially Mr. Buck. I seen Mr. Buck on YouTube the other day with that, flashy hairstyle. I bet he's got the women all over him wanting that money.
You did get a haircut since then. All right, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye, guys. Later.
Yeah, you did get you changed the look this week.
Cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah. Trimmed up the facial hair.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's time.
New season. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. How's your vehicle looking? How you liking it? You don't have to get a brand new vehicle to feel like you got a brand new vehicle. You don't. You can call On the Spot Automotive Detailing, have them come out and do their magic, and then you will feel like you've got a brand new rig. It's that cool. They come out and they detail your car. Detailing is washing, waxing, detailing the outside, the rims, everything, and the inside, vacuuming it and polishing it and getting all the smells and the stains and the junk and stuff that you thought was long lost. They go through all that. And when they're done, your car looks and feels and smells Like the day you took it off the lot, it's like it's brand new. But the beauty is they come to you and do that. It's at your convenience whenever and wherever it's convenient for you. So you're working. We're all busy. At least most of us are busy. They come to the parking lot. You're at work. You're inside. You get a buzz. You go outside. Boom, they're done. You're at the house working there. They'll do it in the driveway, wherever it is. And now they offer paint corrections for anything from scratches to asphalt removal, and they'll get your car looking like new again. With ceramic coating, it's the best way to protect anybody's paint for years to come. They will apply the ceramic coating by hand, and that makes it last longer and gets a more even coating than other companies can offer. It's a phenomenal service, and the convenience is unmatched. Give them a call. 505-859-2859. That's 505-859-2859. Or go online and visit them there and make an appointment at otsdetailing.com.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Major League Baseball can investigate all they want. I think it's just a matter of them dotting their I's and crossing their T's and saying, you know, we're not taking away a man's right to play baseball and earn a living because of these allegations. And it's just a cautionary tale, too, for people out there who think that you can't be touched if you tell the woman and they make an agreement.
So your read on this is you feel that they're going to rule in his favor, and by next week or within 2 weeks, he's back in a uniform somewhere.
Yes, and whether it's with the Dodgers or whatever. I mean, the trade deadline is over, but I guess they can still make trades.
Well, but they can also continue to pay him and just keep him on an inactive list somewhere.
Sure. I mean, the real question is going to be, how do his teammates feel about him coming back?
Yep.
That's
right.
the real question. And so if Dave Roberts and the rest of the team says, hey, you know, before this happened, he was a great teammate. He was good in the locker room. He didn't do anything to, and it appeared that that's what was going on. I mean, you know, they spent a lot of money on Bauer.
Yeah.
And they thought he was the answer this year. And then this happened. So I assume that this will wrap up pretty quickly, and Major League Baseball is going to take no action against him, and the district attorney is going to decline prosecution. And so with those two things in place, you know, that would pave the way for Bauer to either come back to the Dodgers, or I can't imagine any general manager, if the team's okay with Bauer coming back, saying, I'm going to pay you for doing nothing. Because that sends a bad message, too. You can get in trouble and still get paid.
It's like that's never
So I think they'd rather have him in a uniform pitching. Now, I don't know what he's done during this time off. I would assume, knowing what I know about Trevor Bauer, he's tried to stay ready, because they have said, and his attorney has said from the very beginning, that this was bogus and it was made up. And I don't know if it's a money grab. I mean, I'm sure she might sue him civilly. And that's about all that I see left of the case.
Well, then what's left? I mean, then they go out and do this again. They go to a civil case. They redo this whole thing with all the same evidence again and let somebody else decide if she's deserving of money?
Sure, and because it's a civil case, they could force Bauer into a deposition, and you know, much like what happened in the Bill Cosby case. So there's still some exposure for him civilly, but being sued civilly is a far cry from
going to prison.
You know.
Yeah.
Or having Major League Baseball say, no, this guy's a problem and doesn't represent Major League Baseball.
Well, I think that therein, to me, lies the next thing. Is Major League Baseball going to come in and do something, right? Like football does, you know, is there some sort of conduct code? You sullied the shield type of a thing. Does Major League Baseball step in, and is there something coming there?
Yeah, and I'd have a real hard time on that. That would be a reach, because what people do on their own time, you know, and this was on his own time. I mean, he wasn't in a Dodgers uniform when this happened. So it's a very, very complex situation. But I think at the end of the day, when you simplify it, the failure to obtain at least a restraining order is a problem. And the judge just flat said that there were material misrepresentations or material left out that was important that should have been included in the woman's testimony and her story. So now you start trying to do something civilly, and basically you've impeached yourself and you've cast a lot of doubt on your own story.
Yeah.
So I think, there might be some modicum of a settlement just to get the woman to be quiet, but that's about it. Of course, she might make more money writing a tell-all book. Who knows these days?
Yeah, who knows? All right, good enough. Thank you. That's good stuff. Appreciate it.
Sure thing. Anytime.
Does it make sense now? I mean, it's kind of what I was saying. Is it over? If they rule, if it rules in his favor, then what? I mean, why is he playing baseball?
I think then, as Rudy said, next up, it comes down to that locker room and the team decision. Trevor Bauer is a good pitcher, and I definitely think the decision would come down to Dave Roberts bringing it to the team, saying, all right, this played out. Y'all heard what they went through. What do you say?
No, it's going to be something that's literally going to come down to your point. It's going to come down to where's that team want and where do they want to go. But I think you're going to get something probably. I mean, maybe today on
from the police.
Well, from this case.
Well, they did. They ruled they denied the restraining order.
Now what?
So there's no more case.
So now what? Yeah. So now the Dodgers got to make a decision. 505-246-0610. You're a Dodger fan. You want back in uniform? And I know a lot of you are disgusted, and a lot of you are like, yeah, whatever. I mean, people do things. And I've heard both. It really extreme on both sides from Dodger fan. It's going to help you win a World Series, right? You're going to tell me, here's my starting rotation. Walker Buehler, Max Scherzer, Trevor Bauer, Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw's your fourth guy? Yeah. You want to win? Everybody wants to win. Or are you like, I don't know. Have you talked to anybody about this? Because I've literally heard a number of Dodger fans completely split on this. Oh, no, he's a pervert, and he's disgusting, and I don't want him around. Okay. Or, I mean, dude didn't do anything. It was consensual, and let him play. I've heard people absolutely convicted on both sides of it. We'll see where it goes. But the Dodgers are going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision as well if you're not feeling well. You can make a decision that will help you feel like you again. It's a pretty easy decision. Pick up the phone and call NewMail, because as you go along, as you get older, gentlemen, things happen. Things happen that maybe you need some help with. Natural things like weight gain, erectile dysfunction, even fatigue. There's really a good chance you're going to be affected by something. That's where NewMail comes in. NewMail will help you deal with these things, take care of these things, feel better, but you got to make a call. The number is 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or visit them online at NewMail. That's NUMALE.com. You hear excuses all the time. I hear it. I don't have time. It's not convenient. I don't know where to go. Don't make excuses. Guys, make the call. Do this for yourself. NewMail's right here in Albuquerque, so the process is comfortable and convenient. They're with you every step of the way. All that's great, but the best part, the most important part, the results. The results are real. It works for men all over the country. They are feeling better. Do this for you. Call NewMail at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or visit NewMail.com and feel like you again.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Next in line. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the 5th.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
He reminds you to toss no mas. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
Good talk some Lobo football coming up at 8 o'clock. Manny Logan Green is going to be with us, receiver. We'll be talking about who's going to be Terry Wilson's key targets. Coming out of the scrimmage last night, maybe it'll be Manny Logan Green. Looking forward to having a conversation with him. Emails are coming in, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. So you can use the Quan's Auto Care hotline, which also doubles as the Sports Animal text line, 505-246-0610. I got an email from Mike. It says, I couldn't sleep, Jeff Alou. COVID funds diverted to bail out Lobo Athletics. Unflippin' believable. I'm sure the intent of these dollars was to buy out Dr. Paul Weir. I was so furious I couldn't sleep last night. Why? I guess I'm not sure I understand. So the story came out that Lobo Athletics finished in the black. They turned a profit last year. How? Well, they got the help of some federal COVID funds to the tune of I guess, according to the story in the Journal, which was written by Jeff Grammer, who's pretty accurate, of the $28.6 million in revenue that UNM Athletics reported, $11.5 million came from the university's federal higher education emergency relief fund. Every other business who was affected, not every other business, but so many businesses across the country that were affected by COVID were eligible to take advantage for funds of these funds. Why would you have a problem with UNM? You tell me all the time they're a business. You tell me all the time that they're supposed to be self-sufficient, which I think is ridiculous in the first place. So why would you have a problem with a business who is absolutely 100%, well, not 100%, but so reliant on fans, advertising, television money, all these things that disappeared during COVID, applying and receiving the federal relief that so many other businesses have? Why would Mike not be able to sleep over that? Would he also not have been able to sleep if they reported that they were in the red?
And part of that story as well is talking about where that buyout money is coming from, and they're not saying that they're using the COVID relief funds for that.
I don't know why people would be so upset. This is, in fact, I give Eddie a lot of credit for finding this avenue to go help a department where you would have beat the tar out of them. You would have sat here and screamed at me all morning, well, why did they go play? How did they afford to stay in Vegas? And how did they afford to stay in Lubbock? And where's the money coming from? And so Eddie found a way to make it work. And it was federal relief fund to help businesses. And you tell me all the time they're a business, right? And they are. They had $16 million in affected costs. $16 million. So, and I'm not going to tell you that the public is screaming. I'm going to tell you that it's one person who sent me an email on it. And I'm not sure I think that that's going to be the majority of people. I would hope you would see it for what it is. But the opportunity was there. The money was there. They applied for it. They received it. Wouldn't you be more angry if they didn't?
Yeah, if it was available.
Yeah, I guess I'm just missing why he's so angry or why he couldn't sleep. Why, in his words, I was furious. You can help me understand. You can send me another note. But Mike, I guess I'm missing the point. Do you feel like your taxpayer money went to the wrong place? Is that kind of what you're telling me? And by the way, I'm going to tell you straight up that they're not the only university who applied for it and received it, nor should they have been. The money was available and good for Eddie for going out and getting it. So we can have this conversation. And just got a text from Eddie. We're going to talk to Manny Logan Green here at the top of the hour. But I'll try to reach out to Eddie maybe a little bit later and have him talk about this. But I just, how about attaboy for making it work and ending this ridiculously challenging season and coming out in the black as opposed to you to beat the tar out of them again if they were in the red, right? I mean, wouldn't you have sat here and told me how brutal it was and you'd have beat them up why did they do this and why are we, right? I don't know, Mike. I get to the point where sometimes I think people aren't happy unless they're unhappy. And they need something to complain about. But what do you want here? Businesses all over our country, we're struggling. And we spent, how many months did we spend just talking about this? Right? 8, 10 months? Sitting at home doing these shows? I don't know what you're so upset about. I'm going to sit here and say, attaboy, we're finding a way to make this thing work and keeping it up and running and keeping them competitive. Oh, and by the way, winning 6 championships and being able to report that not only do you not finish in the red, but you turn a $1.4 million profit, or at least have money in reserve. That's just my perspective on it. 505-246-0610. You can get in on that. I guess I just don't understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that if it's available. They said, hey, we're going to put funds towards all these things, and if that's one of them where it went, what's the issue then?
Yeah. All right, 246-0610. You come on in. You didn't get to see any of the scrimmage last night, and I didn't either. I had to go pick up Addie, but we're going to get a pretty good report coming from our next guest, Manny Logan Green. Evidently was terrific last night in the scrimmage. Lobos open up 2 weeks from yesterday at home against Houston Baptist. Manny Logan Green's going to be, most likely, there is no depth chart out, but one of the starting wide receivers. He scored a touchdown yesterday. Is he touchdown Terry's favorite target? We'll find out. Talk Lobo football next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened. Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's It's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Don't sweat. 2 weeks from yesterday, Lobo football opens. So 2 weeks from today, we'll be sitting here talking about last night's Lobo football game. Lobos and Houston Baptist open the season on September 2nd. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit. We talked to Terry Wilson a couple days ago and talked about some of his favorite receivers. Who's going to throw to? What are your weapons? And who do you like? And a guy had a big scrimmage last night is our next guest. He led UNM in receptions last year with 30. For 277 yards, had a big game against Wyoming in that victory. And I know plans on being a big piece of what they do offensively this year. Lobo senior Manny Logan Green joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Manny. How you living?
Doing good. Just waking up this good, blessed morning. Just glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Sorry to wake you up, man. What's for breakfast? Have you had breakfast yet? Because we haven't.
Start my day off with some water. Just took a sip of some Pedialyte. Headed to get some breakfast right now.
Yeah, what flavor on the Pedialyte?
What flavor is this right here? I believe this is strawberry.
All right, I'm down with that. Hey, sounds like things went really well yesterday. Big day for you, scrimmage, a touchdown, and another incredible catch. How you feeling as you head now down the stretch and looking at another season for you and getting a chance to go out and compete again?
I just feel prepared. I feel ready. I feel that I've been tested. I went through everything I can possibly go through to be at this point, to be, willing to accept the challenge. So I just overall feel prepared for this moment.
Prepared is probably one of the best answers I've heard when it comes to that. Guys say all the time, I'm excited, I'm looking forward to it. Prepared, is that something maybe more so now than in other seasons, or is that how you always are when you're 2 weeks out from a season?
It's a mixture of both, you know what I mean? 2 weeks after, and I was just talking with, the guys about this, man. That 2 week feeling is just different, man. And at the same time, too, that's what it was for me. I'm stepping on that turf yesterday like it's game day. And the last time I was out on that turf, I didn't have, the best day. And being able to go out there and compete at the level I did, I felt ready, I'm just excited.
Manny, do you feel a different buzz around this team and maybe even coming from some of the stuff you see on social media? What's different about this squad heading into this year for you and your teammates?
I would say it's the time invested in each other off the field. I feel like we spend a lot of time, building stronger relationships, off the field so that it carries on the field. Just the extra work that's being put in on the field, just guys are investing in their craft, investing in their job and whatever their role is to help us succeed and win this year. So really the time invested in each other and the work that's been put in amongst all of us, the extra work as well.
Lobos senior receiver Manny Logan Green is with us on the opening drive this morning.
Now, Manny, last year could have gone a lot of ways for a lot of guys on your team. You're in Las Vegas. It's hard for everyone. But what did you learn about yourself going through that last year that you can move forward, whether it's on the field or off the field, that became a positive for you?
What did I learn about myself? I learned to be patient. I learned to, you know, in any circumstance, you know, give your best foot forward. I learned to, you know, depend on and lean on the guy next to me more than ever. I just, you know, I don't know, really mainly those two, just really being able to put my best foot forward in any circumstance, through any adversity, and to depend on and lean on the guy next to me. Because all that time we spent with each other, like, all I can do is just really, like, you know, trust the guy next to me a lot more than, you know, because we spend a lot of time with each other.
Hey, Manny, the addition of Terry Wilson at quarterback, what has that done for the offense? Obviously, there's a lot of excitement because of his resume and his track record, but you're with him every day. Talk about the excitement internally and as a guy who's going to benefit directly, as a receiver who likes to make big plays. What do you think of Terry Wilson?
Man, I think Terry Wilson is my guy. He's our guy. You know, he's a leader. He has the experience. Like, this man is built for this. Like, and you can see it in how he carry himself. You can see how he take on the responsibilities, the approach he takes, the effort, the work ethic, the mindset. Like, this man really got it all. You know what I'm saying? He's a winning guy, and that's all that matters. If we can win, that's all that matters. Everybody gonna eat at the end of the day. And I think with Terry, it starts with him, our offense, this team. It starts with him, you know what I mean? And we have the right guy.
Yeah, when you bring a guy who's physically good, it's one thing. When you bring in a guy with a track record who's won 2 bowl games at the SEC level, is there something else that makes you guys just kind of pay a little extra attention?
Of course, you know what I mean. You can't overlook that, you know. And if you really look at film and watch what this man's done and how he's really, you know what I'm saying, put a team on his back, you can't do nothing but, you know what I'm saying, just buy into him wanting to help us, you know, win his championship.
No, Manny, did you connect with Terry before? Was there a camp where you met with him and were able to throw with him in the past?
Yeah, so 2 years ago in 2018, yes, in 2018, of that summer of 2018, there was a QB camp with Coach Dennis in Arizona, and Terry so happened to be there while I was there with my quarterback, and at the same time too, it was like a quarterback camp, you know, and just working out with other guys and building new relationships. And to be honest, everything happens for a reason. Like, I landed in Arizona. Me and Terry, I believe, were the first 2 guys to land there. So we there, and we just kicking it, the first 2 guys who was there. And I think it was roughly about 16 to 20 of us out there. And, you know, me and him hit it off first. We hit it off first. We never actually knew that it'll bring us to this point. But, man, God works in mysterious ways, you know, with you know, me and Terry working out in Arizona 3 years ago and being able to play our last season together with Coach Warheim Coach Warheim's father being his former coach and him winning a state championship there in Oklahoma with his dad. Like, everything happens for a reason. And like personally, me, you know what I'm saying, I feel like the Lord has his hand over all this. Like, this is already written. You know what I mean? We just got to live it out.
Manny Logan Green is with us just a few more minutes, Lobo senior receiver. So what's your role? What do you see your role being this year as you get ready to start this year? You've got Terry at quarterback. You've got, I think, a pretty good offensive line. Second year in this offensive system. What's Manny Logan Green's role?
My role is to put us in great field position, like make the right decisions with the ball, bring the excitement, bring the juice, bring the mojo. You know what I'm saying? My role is my role. You know, we all have a role, and I love my role. You know, the impact that I have on this team, like I wouldn't want no other way. No other way, really. So my role is just to be a dude. Be a dude for this team. Like,
be a dude.
Yeah, like I can't really explain.
Yeah.
It's just to be a dude, like to bring it. Like when we need a play, like just anytime. Basically, my role is anytime I touch the ball, is to make a play.
That's a hell of a role, man.
And if I don't have the ball in my hands, it's still to make a play. So regardless, it's like while I'm out there, my job is to make a play, with or without the ball.
It's a heck of a role. Wish you the best, man. I appreciate you getting up this morning. Go get something to eat. Enjoy that. It's a strawberry Pedialyte the go-to. Is that it?
Yeah. Nah. It's just my third bottle that I'm on in camp.
Yeah. So it's what you had.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, appreciate. I know you got up to do this, and we appreciate you doing that. Let's catch up again throughout the season. But your role is to be a dude, and it's a heck of a role. Good luck to you, and we'll catch up with you during the season.
All right. Thank you. You have a good one.
All right. You be
Thanks
well.
for having me.
Manny Logan Green. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. Once he woke up, there was a second you could feel like right there, okay, boom, he snapped to it. My role is to be a dude. My role is my role. Like, I mean, I'm down. And he made a hell of a catch yesterday, scored a touchdown. So
he's their number one receiver.
Yeah.
But he's their starting slot guy. You know, that's a consistent. And then him and Erickson are going to stand out, and then there's opportunities.
Yeah. And I did know that there was a history with him and Terry. And he's the guy, and that may make him the guy. You know, we asked Terry the other day, who's your guy? Who's going to be your go-to? Who's going to be your favorite receiver? And I think, fair enough, that thing's going to play itself out. But there's an opportunity there. He led the team in kickoff return yardage as well. So you got a guy who's a playmaker and who accepts that I want to be the dude. And I'm down with that. That was Manny Logan Green.
Be the dude in your own life. The F45 training, 45 minutes, high intensity interval training, full body functional fitness. It's a fantastic workout, and things are getting busy. You're starting to look at that schedule. You know your weekends are going to be packed. You know you got a lot of stuff going on throughout the week, but you can't forget about yourself and getting that workout in. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today so you can see what the schedule looks like, what the class descriptions are all about. You can also sign up for your 7-day free trial. I'm hitting it this weekend. The weekend morning classes work out great, and you're going to find a time that will work for you, and it's just 45 minutes to get yourself a great workout, which will help you with everything else that you have going on. It's f45training.com. Download the app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson.
Sebastian just sent me a text. He said, swagger, juice, drip, Manny Logan Green. Yeah, he's a dude.
Dudes being dudes.
Strawberry Pedialyte. Did you do the Pedialyte?
What dudes do. Pedialyte, dehydrated.
Yep.
I'm feeling great. Works.
All right. Carl says, I'm loving what I'm hearing about Timex Terry, Jeff. Lobo football might beat Houston Baptist by 50. Bob doesn't think that you think it gets closer, huh? You've been doing your scouting report on Houston Baptist. You think it's a closer game, don't you?
I think it might be because they're hungry. And when you're hungry, and I'm afraid the Lobos might think that, this will be a cream puff of a game type of thing. I don't want the Lobos to underestimate them.
So if I put the spread, where would you put it? Let's say if I put it at Lobos by 24.5. Is that something that gets you thinking?
I think that's too much.
You think it's too much? Where are you at?
I take the Lobos.
Yeah, I would too.
I didn't say I wasn't taking the Lobos.
No, at 24.5. Would you lay the 24.5?
I think that's high.
Okay. I think that's about where the spread would be. Don't you? Where would you put it? I haven't even seen any spreads for next week. Actually, it's probably time to start looking at that. By the way, I guess at 9:30 we're going to have to do our little over-unders.
Yes.
Do you already have them?
I do.
You do? All right. See if they're all the same. So 9:30, we'll go through Mountain West over-unders like we've done annually. And then we'll put them away and see where we are. Win totals, over-under on win totals. And we all sit there and think we know what we're doing. JJ always will wait until I get back from, in his words, I'm going to wait back until you get back from media days and you fall in love with every one of these guys. Tell me how great how great every coach is and every one of these guys. And
not feeling Air Force, though.
You're not? What's the number?
Well, you're not.
What's the number on Air Force? I'll find it. But I'm not sure where I am.
6.5.
6.5? That's probably right about. See, Vegas is really good. Vegas is really good because Air Force feels like a 6-win team, 6 to 7-win team. But we'll do those coming up at 9:30. Eddie Nunez is going to join us at 9 and talk about overall the athletic program and where they are and talk about the budget that was reported and the fact. I just, gosh, this is where my brother gets in my head, and he's so right. He says, do not respond to the flow of one. You know what I mean? It's the whole.
It's difficult.
Don't water the rocks thing. Why am I responding to the overflow of one person? I read that Lobo Athletics, and I heard it yesterday, finishes in the black for the fiscal year. They turned in a 1.6. Surplus of $1.4 million. I'm like, wow, okay, great. How'd they do it? Okay, they got $11.5 million from federal relief. Okay, good for them for finding that money that was available that universities all over the country and businesses benefited from. And then the first email you get is not an attaboy, not a hey, how about Lobo football, Lobo athletics not finishing in the red, but I couldn't sleep because they did this. I guess I don't get it. So that's why Eddie's going to come on. And we'll have that conversation and what he did. But I mean, good for him. They were under budget on salaries. A lot of positions went unfilled. They saved under services. So events management, obviously, they didn't spend on security and cleanup and all of those things that they would have had to done, and travel for some of that. But yeah, look, he found a way to get it done.
So tell me they should just play every game on the road.
No, because this money isn't going to be available every year. Yeah. No, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you that they had to do it last year, or they wouldn't have played.
They found it work,
and they found a way. There's people who I know in all aspects of life are not happy unless they're unhappy, unless there's something to gripe about. And I guess that's our business, right? I mean, I listen to so much talk radio, news, and sports, and I hear people angry all the time. And I'm like, damn, am I just doing it wrong? Like, is there something wrong am I not angry enough? Like, do I not have? I don't find fault in everything. I look at it. I think I analytically think about things. I look at things from both sides. You've known me long enough, but I just because of what I do doesn't mean I get angry. I listen to people all the time. They have to be angry. There's got to be something to be pissed about. And you would have done it better. And really, you'd have done this better. Like. The man was tasked with something that nobody's been tasked with in regards to an athletic department. And not only was he able to compete and win 6 championships, but he found a way, and yeah, it was with federal money. How else did you want him to find this money, by the way? I'm asking. Like, where else? There's no ticket sales, which means all those sponsorships that are related to ticket sales went away. Where'd you want him to find it? And so this was available, and he worked within the law, worked within the rules, worked with it, and he did it well.
Did he check the couch?
He found $3.77 in nickels and pennies. Yeah, and the couch cushions. I would have thought the first thing would have been attaboy, but people don't do attaboys. People only let you know when they're pissed or when they can't sleep in this situation. You hungry, Bobcat? Todd said, hungry Bobcat. That's why he sounds better on the award-winning opening drive. In the house, his belly is full. Oh, on the delicious George and Central Grill food. So that, it totally makes sense. So that when you're telling me Houston Baptist is hungry, so they may play better. When you're hungry on this show, because we don't feed you.
That's right.
You're better than when you are on the weekend with Strauss when you get fed.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
How would that not, I mean, if A equals B and B equals C, then doesn't A equal C? You're telling me Houston Baptist is hungry
for a win? Yes.
Like the Lobos aren't?
Well,
they're not hungry.
I'm just afraid the Lobos will think it'll be an easy game.
Yeah.
And they'll make mistakes.
All right, they will make mistakes. It'll be the opener. But if they're hungry and they're going to play better, and well, that's kind of how you are on our show. We don't feed you. Although, I just got a text that at 9:15 you're getting fed.
Oh.
Sweet deal this morning.
Okay.
So, JJ, Gato Roberto, you're getting fed at 9:15.
Works
better?
for us.
All right. Feel better? Tella says, hard to believe. By the time we're all together again to hoe, Jeff, Lobo football season will be underway. What happened to summer? It's probably right, huh? After today's hoe, next time we all hoe together. Yeah.
Yes, it will be day after.
Yes. Yes, it's kind of cool. All right, you can respond to what you heard from Manny Logan Green. And
dudes being dudes.
He's just
The dude being a dude for the other dudes.
Dude, I mean, I'm just a dude.
Making them dudes better.
My job, football is football. My role is my role.
Steve Adagio would be proud.
They're just dudes being dudes. See? That's all they are.
You want dudes. Like, if you don't have dudes.
Was that Adagio who said that?
Adagio has the famous, like, I got to find that full clip for you. It's hilarious. He's just like walking around the football facility and he's like, dudes being dudes. These are dudes. You're like, what? Okay. Because I guess that's how you coach football.
It's such a, and I don't even know what to make of him because I don't know if they're going to be any good. I don't know if they were, well, they weren't. I mean, what were they last year? They had more COVID cancellations than anybody. He's the one guy who didn't show up at media day. Dude.
What are you doing, dude?
I know, dude.
Come on, man.
You'd think that'd be part of the job description, dude.
You got like 17 jobs, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Update you on the Northern Trust. FedEx playoffs are underway, and golf will get you who's your leader. It's round 2 that is underway. Eddie Nunez at the top of the hour. We're going to do our Mountain West over-under win total picks coming up at 9:30 this morning. Buying a home right now will give you an opportunity to lock in some of the lowest mortgage rates in history. That's right. Rates remain near all-time low, but they can't stay this way forever. You need to act now. You could be paying a lot less for your home every month if you refinance. It's really true because interest rates remain near historic lows and they won't last forever. Take action now. As a homeowner, one of the worst things you can do is miss out on lower interest rates because a lower rate can mean hundreds of dollars in monthly savings plus tens of thousands of dollars in long-term savings. Lower your payment, shorten your term, consolidate debt, even access cash, whatever it is you need. American Financing can help. Lower your rate and take back money with help from American Financing. Up to $1,000 a month. Think about what that can mean to you when you choose American Financing. You don't have to reset your loan term. You can choose any term over 10 years because you should not be paying interest on years that you do not need. Call them. Mortgage rates are low. Consultants are there. They'll look at your entire financial picture. They're able to save you the most money. They're in it for you, and they'll get you pre-qualified for free when you call it 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.com.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234.
Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
You ready? You got it in you? You got a Friday? All right, Bob.
Yes. It ended. Oh, well, let's do it this way.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare. Double Dutch bus coming down the street.
Wow. What'd you do to the hoe?
I think the computer hiccuped.
When in doubt, the computer hiccuped.
But we were doing it one way, and I could switch it to the other way.
Oh, man, do it your way. As long as I get to hoe on a Friday. I'm going to try to get to hoe next Friday. And I'm okay with that.
You could call in, you know.
It's early, man. It's really, really early. 505-246-0610. James wants to talk about the women. Speaking of complaining, there isn't much to get excited for the home slate of basketball games. The games most folks want to see are on the road or on a neutral pitch. There you go. All right. Complaint registered. Want me to? Abby, you see the women's basketball schedule? I guess I haven't really stared at it. Have you? Is it out yet?
Yes, it is.
All right. So you're going to get to go to some cool destinations? Is that what I hear? Are you getting to travel with the team? Are you going to be doing these shows? Are you going to hoe from somewhere else?
Maybe.
You have no idea, do you? Or are you going to be calling him off a monitor? Yeah, you're not
I
even
don't
sure,
have
are you?
answers for you.
Yeah, I guess I'm asking questions that aren't fair. All right, well, get your complaints in. We're here for you on a Friday. Complaint line is open,
Well, yes.
505-246-0610.
The ultimate complaint line is the Sports Animal text line.
Oh, yeah, let me look at that. It's been a minute since I took a look over there.
It's more like brought to you by Haterade.
It is. No, people get cranky on that line. I read some of the stuff that comes in, like, at other times of the day, and I'm like, oh, man. Anti-litter, no moss. What? I'm not even sure what some of this says. Yeah, I got nothing for you. Anti-litter, no moss. That's what I got on the text line for you. What does that mean?
That you're against
litter, or you're against
stopping
anti-litter?
Littering?
I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't know. You had NFL last night. Cam Newton was good. 8 for 9, under 3 yards. So, fantasy football drafts are really kind of starting now this weekend. Do you have suggestions, or do you want to share?
No.
You don't want to share anything? Why? Oh, because we might be in the league?
Give away my strategy.
So you're not
kidding me?
All right. Don't draft.
I'll answer your questions.
No,
I'm not
no. Don't draft.
telling you who I think are my sleepers. And get paid enough for that.
Strategy going in? Are you a running back heavy guy?
Depends on that is all league specific.
So-
Whether it's a PPR league, half point, yards only.
My feeling is, and I've had some success and some really not success, I don't ever think you can have too many running backs. I don't ever think, because all of a sudden you'll be sitting there at draft day, I got 4 starting running backs. And 4 weeks later, you're going to be scraping for some dude you've never heard of because he's going to be starting for Jacksonville because they're down to their 3rd guy, or Carolina, or the Rams. Like there always seems to be receivers. Now there's obviously difference in high end receivers and lower end receivers, and it's like everything else. But where I sit, you can never have enough high end running backs.
Yeah, the point total, when you read the research on it from, say, like a mid-tier running back to a mid-tier wide receiver, it's advantage wide receiver. There's just so many more teams are playing 3-4 wide receiver sets. And the passing game is prevalent throughout the league, so there's more opportunities to find a wide receiver as opposed to a running back. So that's still why it's a huge strategy, even in PPR leagues. Is the running backs go off the board early and often. Those top guys.
Well, you got to play a couple of them, right? And no matter what your format is, you're playing at least 2. And like you said, there's more guys, there's more opportunities to spread the ball around. Everybody's running 2 or 3 or 4 wide receivers. You got a slot guy. You got and in a PPR league, it's a whole nother story. You find a guy like Jacoby Myers was a good guy in PPR. He would catch 10 balls. They'd be 5-yard catches. He had 10 catches for 59 yards, but you're getting 10 points because you're getting a point per reception. And I found him in a PPR league last year, and he was terrific for me. But I will go running back heavy almost every time, because like we're in a keeper league, and I got 4 guys who are slated as starting running backs, and somebody wants to make a trade, and I'm not going to do it. Because I don't like the way the salaries match up, but I just don't think you can have too many. And for the first time, I'm going into one of these things where I'm like, wow, I've got 4 decent. I don't have one of the top tier guys, but I got 4 guys who I think are going to get fed. And I know somebody's getting hurt. I every year, right? 2, 3 guys, you're like, bang, you get hit by the injury bug, and everybody says, oh, it's all my guys. So you ever sit in a bar, a guy goes down, damn it, that's my tight end, and the guy's laying there with his legs sideways, and all you care about is that's my. I know. That's what fantasy football's made people.
And then a lot of it too is just the early season luck of the waiver wire.
There's no doubt.
Wherever you land, and it depends. You're seeing a lot of leagues transition to a free agent budget, which is really interesting. In a league that did that, which I actually like. So you're bidding on free agents as opposed to just
blind bids
at the mercy of waiver wire, which I think is another really interesting strategy in it all. And yeah, I'm with you at the top. I'm always the guy that I don't know if there's a season I haven't gone running back in the first round just to at least solidify one spot there, because like Stephon Diggs last year was round 7.
How you get him?
Well, because he traded to Buffalo, the uncertainty with Josh Allen. Like, you can find a lot more guys like that at the wide receiver position than you can at running back.
Yeah, and you don't know who the breakout's going to be. There's guys that change teams, and sometimes it really works. They get featured in an offense. It just works better for them, or they're healthy finally. I look around. To me, it's a depth chart thing. If I can find a guy who's going to get fed, give him the ball. He's got to have opportunity, and everybody's playing two running backs, man. And that's, to me, the teams that I have had that have not had success for me is where I've always been every week looking to find a running back to plug in. It always feels like I could find somebody to get me adequate points at receiver. Adequate. But if you're getting nothing out of your running backs, you're done. What's your quarterback strategy? Where do you go quarterback?
I wait on quarterback.
I always have waited. And so I've never had that guy unless you found him. Now, like, I've been really lucky last couple of years. I've gone late and even on the waiver wire with Ryan Tannehill. Like, Ryan Tannehill has been spectacular for me at quarterback. But you find a guy who's going to go late that's where I haven't looked at the numbers, and it really depends on your league and what you get. If it's a straight touchdown league as opposed to as a yardage league.
There's little things that are so different for every league. Whether if you get 6 points for touchdown passes, that weight quarterbacks.
Then Aaron Rodgers is much
differently. Patrick Mahomes can become a first-round pick for people. You're going to see those guys go off the board like crazy. But most leagues, it's 4 points per touchdown. Kind of weight the value of a quarterback a little bit better because there's most likely still going to be some of the consistently higher scorers on your roster throughout a week.
All right, top of the hour, we are going to talk with Eddie Nunez, the athletic director of the University of New Mexico. When we come back, I want your thoughts a little bit on LeBron. He has more fuel for his fire because he did not get a vote as the best player in the game, which is somewhat crazy in its own right. But we'll talk a little bit about that. And then at 9:30, we will get in on the over-unders, the Mountain West. Just look at every team's schedule and Vegas's predictions for them and where they fall.
The prediction I have for you is at F45, you're going to get a fantastic workout. 45 minutes, high-intensity interval training, full-body functional fitness. Sitting here doing the read this morning, I was like, oh, man, I got to make sure I book my class for this weekend. Got the 8:45 class on Sunday morning, which is a great way to finish off your weekend, give you that extra boost going into the rest of your Sunday. The 3 classes on Saturday morning, plus everything they have throughout the week, which is awesome. Because a lot of times you don't get those opportunities to do classes on the weekend, or especially a Sunday, and schedules get a little bit crazy this time of year heading into the fall. So check them out at F45training.com. Download the F45 app today. You can see the overall schedule of classes. You can read this class descriptions, like what are you going to be doing in full body functional fitness, high intensity training. Classes are geared differently every day of the week. Sunday, Tokyo Disco. It's a strength-based class. Half the circuit is upper body training. The other half is lower body training. So you get a great full body workout there. Other classes throughout the week, more cardio-based, more plyometrics-based. So it's a lot of fun, and you're going to be doing things differently. You're never going to feel stale. You're always going to be pushing yourself forward with the F45 training. So check them out now. Download the app. You can also sign up for your 7-day free trial. Get in and get going. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of...
It's good to be king. At least that's what they say, right? Whoever they are. You've heard it. I mean, it's good to be king. I'm sure it is. But what about when you're not the king anymore? How hard is it when you were the king and then your crown is now on the head of someone else? It's got to be rough, right? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Is LeBron James still the king? Oh, you can call him the king, or more so, he can call him the king. He can still refer to himself as King James, and that's fine. But is he still the king? NBA, and I don't even know why they do this. I guess it's just PR, right? It's just content to put out. The NBA has an off-season survey where they ask executives and scouts and people. I don't think it's players. And they vote for all different things. And LeBron did not receive one single vote as best player. Now, I don't know if there were 16 people who voted or 1,006 people. I have no idea. Do you know how deep this survey was? 10 people. 10 whole people? So who cares? But LeBron does, and it's fuel for his fire, and that's good. Out of 10 people, I think it's pretty easy to find 10 people who would not put him as the best player of the game. He is one of the best players of the game. Would you have him as the best player of the game still?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I don't think it's crazy. To say LeBron is not the best player anymore.
Is it an insult to say to him you're not the best player in the game? Is that it? Like this is where I always go with you when and you know how much I hate the LeBron-Michael conversation. But to say Michael's better than LeBron or LeBron is better than Michael is not dissing the other guy, right? To say
this is different. I think when we're looking at it, from LeBron versus Michael versus LeBron versus Kevin Durant. And it's one where it's not crazy, but I'm absolutely all in on anybody seeing this and going, you know what, I'm coming back. It might wear on people, but guess what? You just gushed over Tom Brady for still talking about the chip on his shoulder for being drafted.
No, I'm down with him. I'm down with him being fueled by this. Actually, I'm good with it.
So it's one where, all right, if that's what you want to do, if that helps you get through your workout today, fantastic. But it also is just the reality of the situation is there's some dudes that are coming for that crown, and they've taken it from you.
I think they have. Look, first of all, I don't know if Kevin Durant's been healthier over the last few years, but Kevin Durant right now is in his prime, and you're not. When you were in your prime, if you want to have another conversation in 4, 5, 6 years from now, who was better in their prime, Kevin Durant or LeBron James? Good, we'll have that conversation. But I'm with you. As of today, who's the best player in the game? I just watched Kevin Durant carry the U.S. to gold. I watched Kevin Durant play. I think Kevin Durant's right now, he's at the top of his game. He's better. Now, I'm not sure I'm ready to go that Giannis is. And you know I'm not a LeBron fan. But LeBron is still top 5 in the game. And to say you're not the best player in the game, it's just not an insult. As much as you want it to be, it's not. But to your point, if that is somehow going to drive you, if that is somehow going to get you to where you got to go, then use it as fuel.
It's more of also a reminder of how ridiculously good LeBron still is. We're saying, all right, he's not the best in the game, but you're not taking him out of the top 3, and the dude's turned 37 in December.
It's insane. This is going to be a really, really interesting run because of what he's put together with Melo and Dwight Howard, and Anthony Davis is still there, and now Russell Westbrook. Because I think Russell Westbrook's on the back end of his prime is still at the top of his game. Anthony Davis should be in his prime. LeBron may win a championship and be the 3rd best player on that team. Is that when it's all said and done? Now, right now, I'm telling you he's better than Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. But if they get through a season, if they're going to win, those other guys are going to have to be really good. It could be that he's the 3rd best guy this season on that team. You think that's ridiculous?
I think whatever happens, he's still going to be better than more consistent player than Russell Westbrook.
I don't know. I think those guys are going to have to be really good and really consistent. Russell Westbrook's been is consistent. Guy averages a triple-double.
Well, he can't shoot.
He can't shoot. That's a whole other story. And nor does he predicate his game on that. Yeah, LeBron may be the best shooter on that team. I think this is going to be a really insane year. And, I told you last year when I thought everybody was telling Aaron Rodgers, you're done, and watch out, this is a down year for Aaron Rodgers. I thought he was going on a scorched earth tour. It could be LeBron this year. UNM Athletics finished in the black. Positive balance of $1.4 million. How'd that happen? Eddie Nunez is their athletic director. I think he deserves an attaboy. We're going to talk to him about how it all went down and explain it to you next. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Gato Roberto et al. Adrian's producing on the TV side downtown at ProView Networks. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth. A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's a That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
Cumulus Station, the sports animal. Now voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 2-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Lobo football season starts 2 weeks from yesterday. The new athletic season is underway. School, like I know it's not really officially fall, but it kind of is kind of fall. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up a little bit. There's so much going on down on South Campus with football starting. Lobo women's soccer opened the season yesterday. They lost to UC Davis 1-0. Volleyball's going, and everything's up and running, and it's kind of exciting down there. And then yesterday it was reported that the budgets came in, and athletics had a positive balance of $1.4 million. That's from July 1st through June 30th. In what was the most challenging year ever. I'm not big on hyperbole and whatever. But with COVID and with the relocation expenses and with the uncertainty, the question is, how did it happen? And UNM took advantage, and I believe, as they should have, of some federal relief money, and were able to do that, as businesses and athletic departments and universities all over the country were. So to me, it's an attaboy for Eddie Nunez, and congratulations and job well done. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We welcome to the show the athletic director at the University of New Mexico, Eddie Nunez. It had to be nice, and we'll talk about how you got there, Eddie. First of all, good morning. To be able to report a number that was in black and ink and not red ink.
It's a testament again to all the hard work, but it's also, I'm very appreciative and excited, because the last thing we want to do is look at something in the red, especially when it comes to our finances. So no, I'm very, very thankful to be where we are. We worked hard to get what we were able to get, and so no, I'm excited.
We lose Eddie.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, no,
okay,
gotcha.
sorry.
Yeah, talk about the application. I don't want to go deep into the weeds about filling out forms and everything, but the money that was available, and I know you and I had some conversations as we were all going through it, but being able to go into the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund, other universities, what it was there for, and how that came down, because we did get the one email, and I'm reluctant to respond to the flow of one, right? And I think the majority of people are going to say, hey, good work on this, but talk about that money and what it was there for.
Well, I think it starts off with the message that we've been trying to put out there for the last several years, that we are 75% dependent on self-generated funds. And I think people need to really take a minute to think about that, because when you're talking about 75%, that there's nobody else in our conference outside of the Air Force, because they're federally funded, that's even close to that. I mean, even if you look at the school down south, they're about 60-something%, if in the low 60s. We are unlike many in our conference, many in our group of five, and it's a testament that we have to find ways to make it. So when a pandemic hits and it basically eliminates every opportunity you have to generate revenue,
outside of television, right? The only thing that was still there was the television revenue from football and basketball.
If we played.
Yeah, you had to play.
You got to remember, we had to play. So as I sat there, 25% of our budget is student fees, institution, or state support. So when we sit here and say, look, I'm only going to get 25%, and I'm looking at all those challenges, yeah, when you look at those federal funds that came out, that was the purpose of them. We showed them $16 million worth of lost expenses, of lost revenue, expenses. We were able to highlight that, show them, account for it, and what was given back, and again, working with the university, was $11.5 million. So we didn't even get the full amount of what could have been possible. But that's okay, because I said from the beginning, we were going to do everything on our side. We saved $1 million on salary savings, on holding positions. We also saved another, again, on quite a bit on travel and everything else, and reducing our expenses across the board. So it wasn't just a HERF money, somebody saying here's a free money. No, this is the same way as other businesses that are trying to earn a business, restaurants and others. And how do they make their money? Off their sales, and we couldn't. We didn't have any sales. So I understand that everybody sees this and they're saying, "Oh, you got free money." So did many other schools, so many other businesses. We were all in a challenging pandemic, and if we were more even at 50% of our self-generated, then maybe this would have been a big number, and maybe would have been able to do more things. So I want everyone to understand that it's not that we're trying to ask for a handout. No, we did everything we could possibly do. And then when we were able to have events, we maximized our opportunity with the state. We partnered up with NMA to try to bring in more events. We tried. Look, but there was a limitation.
I don't think you need to defend yourself. Honestly, like this is one of those where this should be an attaboy, and I know why you do, and I know the climate in which we exist. Yeah. And I read that email really to try to put that person and the people who are thinking that, into context. It kind of almost bothers me that you feel like you've got to defend yourself, because to me, Eddie, you did what businesses all over America were doing and utilizing the program that was there. And I don't know, JJ, where you sit, I mean, I don't think Eddie's got anything to defend himself about.
I don't think so. And when you look at all this is done for the student athlete, and to have the athletics, to have the ability for these student athletes to compete. And with that being said, Eddie, coming off this spring, fall is here, and they're playing games. Your soccer team played last night. Football's right around the corner. What's it been like having everyone back, getting the student athletes into what is now more of a normal season and build up to the year?
It's exactly what we've been striving for since last year. Our mission last year was to get everybody in a position so that when we came out of this pandemic, that we were ready to go. It wasn't where we're going backwards and hadn't start or where we ended or where we were prior to the pandemic. Excuse me. But so right now, having our student athletes back, I'm at football right now. One of the big initiatives for me is continuing to help our student athletes better themselves for life after athletics. So everything that we can do, every opportunity that is possible, we're going to do it. So it's exciting, having soccer up and running. That unfortunately they lost last night, but that's just a small step, and I know they're excited about the rest of this year. Volleyball is getting ready to get going. We got cross country, track, football, basketball. Everybody's back. We're gonna have a big welcome back event this weekend. So no, this is what we do it for. But we had to put the emphasis over the last year and a half to make sure that when we got here today, we're all happy about 6 championships. We are. That's great. What are we doing today? That's the past. We got to continue to move forward. We got to continue to be excited. And that's what our coaches and our student athletes are all about. They're happy about what we did, but now it's time to look forward.
Eddie Nunez is the athletic director of the University of New Mexico, with us on the opening drive this morning.
Well, Eddie, part of that excitement, too, is the fans and being able to show up to University Stadium this season. And I know things are going to be different for a lot of people, and it's something you guys are going to talk about and really start pushing what the mobile ticket delivery service, parking, and new bag policies are going to be.
Well, you're trying to beat me to the punch. I was going to meet with all you guys here this afternoon, but I guess I'll throw a little bit out. because of what we experienced with the pandemic, it really highlighted some things that we were starting the process, but we actually had to expedite. So the mobile ticket opportunity, well, I think everybody that goes to any other venue across the country already has experienced it some way, somehow. Heck, you could do it for movie theaters. You do it in so many other ways and
Locally,
capacities.
Isotopes are doing it locally.
Yeah, you got the Isotopes, you got others. So for our perspective, it was the next step. And so we're excited about it. It's going to streamline things. It should, of course, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for everybody. But at the end of the day, it's going to be better for us. We're going to have the opportunity to get individuals their tickets sooner than later. We're working with if they have questions about how to transfer them, how to give them to others. Our big focus this year is we know we're going to have a great experience when it comes to football here. We're going to make it the best we can possibly make it. We've taken everything we've learned from previous years. We're excited about the football team and the environment you saw at the spring game. We're going to try to take all the things that we've learned and all those opportunities and try to maximize that whole fan experience as soon as they get on our campus.
Yeah, and I think people need to know things like clear bags. At this point, ladies, gentlemen, your purses, your backpacks aren't going to be able to go in, and they're going to send you back to your car. If you've got to bring your cell phone in a jacket, in a sippy cup, whatever, get a clear bag and start working on that now. Figure out how to get one of everybody's got them now. Get a clear bag. That's one of the biggest things on game day when people walk up that they're getting used to. Okay, I got my phone. They're trying to figure out how to get their ticket on their phone, and I've watched way too many people, especially ladies with purses, have to go back.
Yeah, there's many vendors now across the country, heck, online, that sell these because everybody's doing it. It's the norm now. We were going to try to roll this out last year, and of course, since we didn't have any opportunities to compete here or have fans present, we've kind of pushed it to this year. So it isn't something that should be new to many. It's probably going to be new here. But we started actually implementing some of this at some of our other events over the last year and a half, even right before COVID, just as a test run. So make sure you have a clear bag. If you are bringing any bags, if there's anything that you have any questions about leading up to it, feel free to reach out to us at the athletic department. We will kind of give you some guidance if certain things are able to come in or not. But we're trying to streamline. We're trying to streamline some mobile concessions. We're doing a lot of mobile parking passes as well. So everything we're doing is trying to be transactional so that we're not having that. We're removing the cashless as much as possible because not just because of the pandemic, but also to expedite the opportunities for people.
All right, we'll do more of that over the next couple of weeks as we get closer to the first football game. I'm looking forward to being part of that game as well, and it's exciting. You've got good things going. I just and appreciate you reaching out this morning and wanting to come on and make sure people understand. This wasn't a handout. This was an opportunity, and every business. Nobody's banging on the restaurant for taking it, and you shouldn't have to defend yourself. This should be kind of a congratulations on figuring it out, and I know that's certainly where we're looking at it, and so congratulations. Let's move forward.
I appreciate it, JJ. I appreciate it, Jeff. I'm going to always do what's right for our university to put us in a position where people have pride about moving forward. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to at least say what I can, and hopefully everybody has an opportunity to understand where we are and where we're trying to be.
We'll catch up with you soon. Enjoy the weekend, and have a great athletic season.
Thank you. Same to you guys. Have a great one.
Eddie Nunez. I hope that makes sense. They're a business, right? I mean, nobody's banging on the restaurant for taking advantage of it and keeping their employees paid, right? And if for some reason they'd have turned in a deficit, people would have been all over them again. So this gentleman found a way to utilize what was available. Yeah, it was federal funds. And it was a significant amount, but they showed $16.5 million in lost revenue. If another business would have shown that, you'd have been okay with that. And I think most of you are okay with it. But it's really weird that he's going to come out and defend himself that they finished in the black. Right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's what that was there for. Would you have rather him laid off more employees? More people not been able to work? They kept the thing afloat. I think he did a hell of a job. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Next segment's the time. We're going to do our Mountain West over-unders coming up at the bottom of the hour. JJ and I will. All In Autographs is not just Albuquerque's. It is the region's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. When they first opened up a few months back, and I went out there, and I expected something pretty cool, but I did not expect this. I did not expect a museum. I've been to a number of these places all across the country, and many of you have too. This is as good as anything you will see. It is premier. It is first class. It is done so well, and the quality of the items in this museum of a store is unprecedented. You will find something that you want. You will find the gift that you're looking for. I spent 2 hours in there, like 2 hours just looking around, awed at the stuff they've got. It is that phenomenal. If you tell them at All in Autographs that you heard about them here on the Sports Animal, you'll get $25 off your purchase of $100 or more. They're located at 2225 Wyoming Northeast. It's just to the south of Manal in the Hoffmantown complex on the east side of it. You can call them at 505-504-7575 and look at their website. It's allinautographs.com, and it'll give you an idea. Coming up this weekend, Rick Barry. This Sunday, Rick Barry, the former great Golden State Warrior. Remember underhand shooting? He's going to be here signing autographs along with Preston Denard. You can go by from 1 to 3 and meet Rick and Preston. You can get an autograph. You can get a signed piece. And then tomorrow, this is tomorrow on Saturday, the 21st, DJ Mbenga, Tony Richardson, Nick Lowry will all be in. 1 to 3, autographs, photos, meet and greet, no charge to come in and meet the greats. Go by and see them. Enjoy what they've got. Ask them about the VIP experience as well. All in Autographs. 505-504-7575. Go visit them at 2225 Wyoming Northeast.
Jim.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Northern Trust is the first leg of the FedEx playoff in golf. They're playing it at the Liberty National Golf Club in Jersey City. You got John Rahm's the leader. 1 under today, 9 under for the tournament. One stroke better than one of your other guys. Look at two of your guys right at the top. Tony Finau and Robert Streb, along with Keith Mitchell. Keegan Bradley's at -6. I mean, these are all the best. Guys will go off later. But, John, those are two of your favorites at the top, right? Rahm and Tony Finau.
So waiting for Tony to break through.
Yeah, well, this may be it. This could be a lot of money on the line, too. All right, there's a report out that an alliance. And I don't know what alliance is going to mean. You're still going to have leagues. Big Ten, ACC, Pac-12, to combat SEC expansion could come to an agreement on an alliance. This is a report that's out this morning by Brian Kirchwheel on CBS. It came out an hour ago. That Nicole Auerbach of The Athletic is saying that the ACC, the Big Ten, the Pac-12 are expected to make a formal announcement about their alignment maybe next week. I don't know what it means. So scheduling would be part of the focal point of this, but it's not the only one. They say academics, governance, and other broad-based issues are going to be cornerstones as these three leagues take their next step in response to what the SEC is doing. So basically the other three power leagues have to combine to somewhat come up with a bit of the power that the SEC has. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Do you want to form an alliance? Yes, I do.
So what is that going to mean to the group of five? Will they still play those teams, or are all your non-conference games going to be against?
Could mean that those opportunities become more and more limited.
Yep.
And
in football.
Yeah. And the group of five is going to have to start having a few more Zoom meetings of their own.
And form some sort of a group of five alliance?
We'll just figure out, if this goes power conference model versus everyone else, what do we do?
So the remaining Big 12 teams, the 8 teams that are still there, Texas Tech and Baylor and TCU and Oklahoma State and Iowa State, and those schools are not part of this discussion. At least they're not now. Bob Bowlesby, who's the commissioner of the Big 12, discussed previously a potential for a scheduling agreement with the Pac-12, but so far nothing's going here. It sounds like the Pac-12 is going to go a different way on this. So the three conferences, so these are the three conferences that have been pretty like-minded academically, right? The Pac-12, the Big Ten, and somewhat the ACC, wouldn't you say? I mean, you look at some of the institutions in the ACC academic-wise, Vanderbilt and Duke, and right? I mean, you're talking about very high-level academic institutions. The Pac-12 likes to, and I don't think they just like to. I mean, they do. They hold high standards on that. So it's not clear really how the NCAA which obviously has an interest in athletics and academics, would factor into all of this. And are they going to split? But these three conferences, all with relatively new commissioners, are looking to team up in response to Oklahoma and Texas joining the SEC. So what does that mean in regards to television money, college football playoff access? Athletic directors in all these conferences expressed concern over this new 12-team format. I think when we sat here 3 months ago, JJ, we all expected this 12-team format to be pushed through and happen now. Like be approved now and maybe even be in place next year. That really feels like, well, maybe not have grinded to a halt, has certainly downshift to second gear. So I guess I've not become clear what an alliance means in regards to these three conferences.
I don't think anyone knows yet.
Okay. Is it scheduling? Is it bowls? Is it what is it going to mean?
You know who you don't see there?
Notre Dame?
Big 12.
Well, right. That's what I was just saying. The 8 Big 12 teams are not in that.
So does this, and I was reading a comment too, does this mean that they will say, hey, we won't take each other's teams? Like the ACC, Pac-12, Big 10? And then kind of talk about who do we like? Do we want to get bigger? Kind of start saying who could we go after to solidify ourselves and maybe take that.
And in that vein, where are these 8 teams going to fall, if anywhere, within those 3 conferences, right? Do they decide how they're going to divvy up invitations to those 8 teams? If they're going to divvy up invitations to those 8 teams, do you just say, all right, the ACC is going to take West Virginia, and the Big Ten is going to take Iowa State and Kansas. Pac-12 is going to go into Texas and take TCU, Baylor, Texas Tech, and maybe Oklahoma State. Kansas State's sitting on the outside looking at. I mean, I'm just throwing stuff out at you. I don't know. But to your point, is that part of this alliance and these conversations on how they're going to divvy up the teams? Or do they want them? Who brings them of what's left, those 8 teams? Is it Oklahoma State to you? Is it Texas Tech? Is it Baylor? Who brings the most value? Kansas basketball is the best brand.
I think it varies. I think the Big Ten would be huge into Kansas.
Because of basketball.
They have everyone, still about football, but they're building, we're still all in on basketball.
Of all of that there, Kansas basketball is the best brand that's left. If you're asking me for an individual sport, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even though Baylor just won the NCAA championship. So, but overall, best athletic department, best program. Who do you want? What's the best, most valuable name there? Is it Oklahoma State?
Overall, I think it would be.
The best TV market is TCU in the Dallas market. But I always think Baylor kind of bleeds into Dallas as well, and Houston because of their alumni. I think Texas Tech alums are everywhere as well. I don't know where they're going. And the alliance thing, I think it's going to be a scheduling thing, certainly. But where does it go? But that's what's going on now, and as we're sitting here ready to kick off another football season, know that those 3 leagues are, at least according to reports, close to an alliance, and then I guess they'll let us know what alliance means. Coming up next, we're going to go through Mountain West Conference and New Mexico State schedules, and just take a look, overs, unders. I got a few of you that have already responded to that, and I'll read those as well. By now, you know how passionate Aaron Jones and his company, International Protective Service, IPS, is about providing security for your home and business. And up until now, IPS has used highly trained armed guards, 24-hour patrols, to respond to your alarm, usually within 5 to 7 minutes or less. Now, IPS installs alarm systems, so that means IPS will put an alarm system in your home, in your business, and if it goes off, they will respond to it. They've got all of your security covered. You don't need to call anyone else. The number to call is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or you can go visit them online, ipsglobal.com, dedicated to making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work. So if you trust IPS, you get a local company, not a business who's going to sell your security to a national corporate giant who then doesn't know Albuquerque like IPS does. IPS will still respond to any alarm system, but if you don't have one, call IPS. They'll set you up for unmatched security. Don't wait to be a victim. Sleep better at night knowing IPS is watching your business, watching your home, and be confident during the day they got their eyes on your home when you're not there. 897-2420. That's 505-897-2420. Or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs.
Do we know anything? Just fake it till you make it, right? Act like you know what you're talking about. And that's what comes with college football over, under, win totals. Still not sure if we've ever actually had a payoff on this. If anyone's ever bought lunch for the winners at this point in time. But still, very fun exercise that we do every year right here on the opening drive, looking at the Mountain West football season. Some names are surprising where they sit in the win totals. No surprise, Boise State up top. Their number sits at 9. How about Wyoming sitting there at 8? Bottom of the conference, UNLV, Utah State will run us through. Got to be quick, but we'll get it in for the start of the season next week, 0 week on deck. And, of course, talk about New Mexico State. Are you ready, sir?
I don't know. Do I need to be ready?
Yeah, we got to go. We got to move.
Where are we going to go? I guess we got to go through this, huh?
Yeah.
We got to go through this kind of quickly because, well, that's how things happen. All right, so we took these. Where did we take the odds from? We took the odds from Caesars, Sportsbook, Vegas, whatever. So it's just you and me this year?
I guess so.
I mean, normally we got like all these people. All right, I'm down. And we'll go JJ and JS because that's us. And go over and under. Start at Boise. You want to start at the top? How do you want to do this?
Might as well.
Boise State, nine wins. Over, under. 9 wins.
I am going to go under.
All right, I went over. I think it's right at that number. Yeah. But I think that's right where they are. All right, Wyoming would be next in projections, which is really, really interesting that Wyoming has the second most projections. They've got non-conference games with Montana State, Northern Illinois, Ball State, and UK. Is that right? Don't they know? They normally play someone. They're going over 8, aren't they?
I'm over on the Pokes.
Yeah, I am too. All right. San Jose State, last year's conference championship or champions, 7.5. They play at USC. They play at Western Michigan. They play New Mexico State non-conference. And then, boy, what do they do I'm going to go under 7.5 on them. I don't know why I am, but I just can't go over on everybody. Where are you going on them?
I'm going over on the Spartans.
Yeah, I think
they
that's
hit 8.
Probably the right way to go. Boy, that was really, really tough for me. All right, Nevada, who everybody's in love with. Everybody's in love with Nevada. They are the preseason pick to win the West. Non-conference games at Kansas State and Cal. 2 power conference teams on the road, and then they open up conference play at Boise State. So they open up at Cal, home for Idaho State, at Kansas State, at Boise State. The number is 7.5. Where are you going?
I'm going over.
As did I. I went over on Nevada as well.
Week by. I think San Jose State and Nevada both
finish at 8.
Sitting 8-win teams. November 6th, Nevada hosting San Jose State.
I think that's probably where I got them too, is right at 8, and I probably went the wrong way in San Jose. San Diego State, last year 4-4. Missed a bowl game for the first time in a decade. Non-conference. They play New Mexico State, go to Arizona, host Utah, and play Towson. Their number is 6.5. I can't go over on everybody, can I? I'm going over. I'm going over on the Aztecs.
Yeah, manageable schedule out the gate. Mexico State at Arizona, Utah, Towson. Strong chance, even with quarterback questions, this team always does find a way. I think they start out 3-1, make a push, and they finish at 7.
All right, so you got them over also. Air Force is the one. It's 6.5. Lafayette and Navy, Florida Atlantic and Army are their non-conference games. If I got them at 2-2 there, 6.5 is the number. I think they win 6. I'm going under on them. It's the first time in forever I've gone under on Air Force.
I'm right there with you. 6-win team.
Yeah, I got them at 6. Hawaii is a team that won a bowl game last year. They are picked at 6. Hawaii's a really, really interesting team. Non-conference games. I'm trying to find their whole schedule. You got their schedule in front of you, don't you? Non-conference games against USC. Was USC playing everybody in this league? They get. I'm sorry, they play UCLA. They play UCLA and Oregon State. They play 13 games. The numbers. I'm going over 6. I think they win 7. They play New Mexico State twice. They play. What is that? Portland State.
Yeah. So Portland State, New Mexico State twice.
I think they win 7. I think they're 7-6. Ooh, you're struggling with this one.
I'll go, and it's like, how do you go? Because I think they're a 6-win team.
So is that, yeah. What are you going to do?
I guess I'll go over.
You're going to
go over.
All right, you're going over also. Fresno State's an interesting one because I mean, you're saying, well, Jeff, the Lobos beat them last year. How good can they be? They can't be that stinking good, can they? Well, I don't know. They play Oregon. They play UCLA. you got to come down to figuring they're going to beat UConn and Cal Poly, and UNLV. So that's 3. Are they? Where else are they winning? Are they beating Wyoming? Probably not. Are they beating Nevada, San Diego State, Boise State? I've got them at under. I got them at 5.
I'm right there with him, going under on the Bulldogs.
All right. University of New Mexico, 4.5. You and I have talked about this plenty. I got them over. Oh, I went the wrong way on this. I mean, but this is you and this one's me. All right. Which way you got them? New Mexico, 4.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
You're going over. I told you I think they're between a 5 and a 7 win team. And so to me that obviously puts them over. All right, who's Colorado State got? You got their schedule in front of you?
Colorado State first 2 games of the season are home games. South Dakota State and Vanderbilt. Then they're at Toledo, at Iowa, before diving into their Mountain West schedule.
I got them win 4 games. I'm going under on Colorado State. God, that's a bad pick. I know it's bad as I say it. As it comes out of my mouth, I know it's bad. You going over or under on Colorado?
I'm going under.
Yeah, are you really? I think we both lose that, but I'm going that way anyway. Utah State, the number is 3 games. Where are they getting wins? Okay? This is one of those where, or who are they beating? Are they beating Washington State? I don't even know if they're going to beat North Dakota. I think Air Force beats. I got them winning 1. I'm going under the 3 on them.
Yeah, it's right there. You know, at the end, they're going to get the chance to play New Mexico State November 6th. Final game of the season at New Mexico. Feels like that's going to decide if they go over or not. Gosh darn it.
It's hard, man. This is why they're so good.
I guess I'm going to go under because I think they're a 3-win team.
So you're going under on Utah State?
Yeah.
All right, UNLV 1.5. I just went over because I think they're going to find a win. I think they can beat Eastern Washington, although I think it's going to be tough, and they may lose to Eastern Washington. I think they just find a way to win 2 games. I think everybody finds a way to win 2 games. UNLV, I'm going over.
I'll go under.
Okay. And then we always do New Mexico State, and New Mexico State is at 2. And where are they getting wins? Can they beat somebody along the way? Can they beat UTEP? Can they beat when they play South Carolina State? And so at 2's a push. If you think they're going to win 2, which I do, then I'm going over because then that means if they pick one off along the way, I win. If they don't, I don't lose. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's my thought on New Mexico State. That's why I'm going to go over on the Aggies because I do think they're going to beat UTEP, and I do think they're going to beat South Carolina State. And so I'm at 2. I can't lose, and UMass is on the schedule. So I can't lose if they go under, if they stay at 2. And so I think they win at least 2, and so I'm going over. There's my thought on that.
I'm with you because I'll go under.
All right, you're going under on the Aggies. All right, so we got enough discrepancies that'll be interesting. All right, I got some of your thoughts on this when we get back. It's always a fun exercise to do, and do it for yourself at home and see where you are, because this one comes down to a little point here, 10 yards here, 3 yards here, an inch here, and that's where that'll be. We'll come back, take your calls, and wrap this thing up for you. Hey, don't waste your hard-earned money on high credit cards and hard credit card rates. Instead, consolidate that debt with help from your mortgage. Your mortgage can help you save up to $1,000 a month. How, Jeff? I pay my mortgage. I have to pay. Yes, but you can pay a lot less and wrap all your bills into that. When you consolidate your debt, you're able to make one low monthly payment instead of several. By paying off your higher interest debts faster, you may also improve your credit rating. That's how all this works. Now imagine the difference all that money every month can make. Then pick up the phone, get a free mortgage review from my friends at American Financing. Find out what you can save. There's no pressure. There's no upfront or hidden fees. You may even get to postpone 2 mortgage payments. But you got to call them. American Financing, and I suggest you do it pretty quickly because rates are at historic lows. The number is 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999 or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruppin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, Garcia sent his over-unders. He went under on Air Force, Utah State, Colorado State, UNLV, and New Mexico State. I think I did all of those. He went over on everyone else. And he says, P.S., the folks in Nunez needs to be thanking the U.S. taxpayers. Well, so should everybody. I mean, if you received a stimulus check or if you're a business, so should everybody be thanking the U.S. taxpayers. Tell me what I'm missing there. What's the difference? It almost sounds like he's like, well, thank the taxpayers. They gave you the bail. I mean, tell me what I'm missing.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Garcia wants to know the most surprising result of the week, Jeff. A, United draw with Oakland. Wasn't surprising. They draw every game. B, women's soccer losing to UC Davis. Or C, a strong hoe by Bobcat.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. Well, first of all, was his hoe that strong? I mean, the song stopped like right as it started. Was the hoe
computer glitch?
Yeah. Talk football to me.
Computer glitch.
That it was a computer hiccup.
Blame it on the Russians.
It's a technical term. A computer hiccup. Blame it on the Russians. Blame it on the yes. Interesting leaderboard at the Barclays. Jeff, no Phil, no Brooks, no Bry. CBS can't be happy with a bunch of no names. I don't know. John Rahm's a pretty big name, isn't he? Didn't he win a major this year? The guy who's leading the golf tournament?
He is. He did, actually.
Didn't he win a major this year?
Pretty good.
And Tony Finau's a pretty decent sized name too. And relax. It's early on Friday. Relax. What else I got? Your boys on standby. Jeffrey, Juan Jose, Gato Roberto. I assume next week will be a heavy dose of Nedward Abraham James, unless something happens to Gato Roberto and he has to call on the big guns for the weekend. You got some things lined up for next week, don't you?
I do.
A couple of at least one first-time guest. Correct?
Two first-time guests.
Who you got?
Got
Bethany Miller, right?
The schedule for the days, but Bethany Miller, KOAT Sports.
Yeah.
Jordan Mosley, offensive lineman, Duke City Gladiators.
Sweet.
Monday.
Yeah.
The Jeff that spells his name wrong on Tuesday.
Grammer?
Yeah.
He does spell his name wrong. I mean, he'll tell you it's right, but it's just not.
So throwing some new things at you.
Yeah, so you get a variety next week. I am gonna take a week off. This isn't some business travel. This isn't some like I do a lot. I'm actually gonna take a week off. I can't even tell you the last time I did that. So yeah, it's cool that you got some cool good things. Bethany seemed pretty fired up and excited about this,
which is great because when you tell people, "Hey, you want to do radio?" Yeah. All right. Can you show up at 6:30? No.
Especially people who work that shift.
Yes.
Especially people who work, like I told you yesterday, when I worked that shift at Channel 7, when I worked the night shift for years, I didn't know there was morning news and radio. I didn't know anything about the morning. I got up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. I told you, the only time I woke up to an alarm was if I had a tea time. Who wants to get up that early? So yes, kudos to her for wanting to come out and do that. I think that's great. Gato Roberto, you in this weekend? You got purple pancakes over the weekend. Everything's good. You're back to normal. You're set.
Yes.
All right. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Did you eat this morning? Did you get a big old like one of these? Big
Dave's Valley Grill. You're
I
sweet too.
slammed that down. It's very.
It's already
good.
gone.
Oh yeah.
How does Dave's Valley Grill compare to your guy George? Pretty good, isn't he? Dave's pretty good.
Dave's very good. Yes. He's been there for a long time.
Dave is sensational. That's our sweet deal. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it went live on our website at 9 o'clock. $25 gets you $50 worth of Dave's Valley Grub. Dave's Valley Grub?
Grubbing at the grill.
Yeah, that's right. So you can go in and get some of that. But take advantage of that. All right, over the weekend, you're going to get some NFL stuff. So Teddy's starting for the Broncos this time. By the time you hit Wednesday next week, you got a starting quarterback for the Broncos? Or I mean, he's got to make a decision at some point, doesn't he?
I think Drew Lock is the starting quarterback.
Okay. What if
Well,
go ahead.
Even if he struggles, I think that's one where there's no surprises with Teddy. There's a reason we keep calling him Steady Teddy.
Yeah.
It's, can there be that spark? Can something magical happen to Drew Lock? And all you can do is throw him out there and play. Last year, a lot of injuries on the offense really hindered his ability. He missed games. Noah Fant was out. Cortland Sutton was hurt. So you had no idea what it could look like with him.
Well, I think the fact that there's no surprises is somewhat of a positive and a negative. I don't know that I want my quarterback to be full of surprises. And Drew Lock has been full of surprises. Certainly last year, it was good Drew Lock and turnover Drew Lock. You can't afford it anymore. This is Vic Fangio trying to save his job, right? They tank this year, you're starting over again, don't you think? No, honestly.
No.
You don't think if they're a 4 or 5 win team, Vic Fangio's not looking for a job?
Well, starting over, they're not people will tell you this is a good roster.
Yes, that's my point. If it's a good roster and they don't win a lot of games, then they're going to look at the coach. Yeah. I think Zimmer's on the line this year. I think Fangio's on the line this year. We talk about quarterbacks all the time. There's so many young coaches in this league that I don't know that there's a lot of spots where I say, man, that coach better figure it out. I think Matt Rule's got to turn things around a little bit in Carolina.
You have to see something there.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, he didn't work last year at Teddy Bridgewater. So.
Manny Logan Green and Eddie Nunez were guests today, and we appreciate them both. Thanks to them for being with us. Adrian, great work on the TV side. Gato, Roberto, talk football to me et al. Great job back on our side. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will follow that. Sports Bar this afternoon at 4. You get Isotopes in Las Vegas tonight at 7:45. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the week.
Enjoy it, sir.
I think I will. Return with more award-winning radio for you Monday at 7 a.m. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
ABQ Central. Sports, movies, local sports, current events, sports.
Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talk It Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to the Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.